Hmm. Okay. Entonces, file, little birdie, probably jail everyone else released for happy period. Intel is a member of the Royal Assembly and a man of great respect and liberal, motivating given basic man of great respect, he says, flattered to just matters affecting the kingdom, queen, mayors, every city, and other representatives all come together to try to solve various problems. Way in military business, Mayor Dalmor Bruin was interested in the domestic affair. Professor Russell is been too entrenched in too many unknowns right now. We don't know how true all this talk is of the royal guards being involved in some underground terrorist organization. It's hardly time to be holding a feast at all if you ask. We need his permission to have an audience to sit with Her Majesty regardless. That's the biggest issue here, without a doubt, barring us from seeing Her Majesty to the height of idiocy and mismanagement. This is Claudia's granddaughter, right? But I'm told she's come to the capital as of a few days ago. We'll have a chat. Maldito gatillo grande. Diablo. Debra. For those people that can tell you information up to, taking important documents without official permission. Oh, Mayor Maybell. Kept wondering when you'd get here. I was practically down to 30 seconds. You were waiting for us? How did you know we were coming? Heard about a pair of children who went to the tournament, wanted the championship, and were invited to the grand royal banquet. If I'd known, I would have canceled my appointments and come to cheer you on. Begging your pardon, ma'am, but that would have been quite impossible given the circumstances. I know how it be. Sure, the queen has no time to waste the banquet. What with everything else going on? What is the queen thinking? Without inviting me to, I had no real choice except Captain Mafia. I was just weird. Refused her. I dared not. Haven't heard from General Morgan in quite some time. General is unavailable is the longest message I've been able to bring. Would seem he's busy with this anti-terrorist countermeasures or what have you. I had hoped to be in attendance at this time tonight, but I guess he couldn't pull himself. See face at a time like this. If he were to be in attendance, I would expect an announcement of no small importance. But as it is, there's too much time and hands. Okay. Acá no puedo entrar. Para lo que es. Aquí. música da palacio por todos lados, sí. Perfecto. We had a few you might also be in attendance. Actually, people only are more than our upbringing to get here. Lots of people helped along the way. Have there been in development? Well, right after you left the capital, Captain Malfoy from the intelligence division came knocking. Forced me to come to this banquet, but I kept my mouth shut about this unfortunate. Festivals of the company are still on the run too. Army hasn't found them yet. But the longer we keep this up, the less chance they have. It's really only a matter of time. I could see Your Majesty and wish you well, but no luck. It was flat out refused. In other words, we definitely aren't going to be able to do this easily. We will get the rest of this to Your Majesty, one way or another. Dímelo, Gantel. ¿Qué es lo que es, Dime a ver. Oye, estoy entrando todos los días y casi este es el último stream del juego. Mentira del diablo. Más vaina le tiran a uno. Más mierda. ¿Qué es lo que dicen aquí? For drinks, we have anything you can think of. Be it alcohol or not. Okay. ¿En qué está, brother? Cuenta. Oh, Grand Race. Estaba jugando Overwatch. Oh, tú juegas Overwatch. ¿Tú sabes que antes de yo entrar a jugar, entrar a streamear, estaba probando, ¿cómo se llama? Marvel Rivals. ¿Se siente bien? Ya tú sabes, dándole el card. ¿Qué tú juegas en Overwatch? Yo jugué mucho Overwatch un tiempo, si tú supieras. As nice as this is, we don't have time to stop and enjoy it. We've got a job to do. Debe ser heavy el Grand Race. Diva. Zenyara. Ew, maldito personaje más raro. Zenyara también no me gusta para nada. Aunque a mí no me gusta jugar support. Completamente honesto te soy. Si yo jugaba ahora support era Mercy y ya. Y yo jugaba One Trick Ryan. So yo no sé del juego, pero jugaba buen Ryan. Buen. Keep. Ah, ya hay dos hijos de su madre. We're here as guests. Duke. This is where Her Majesty lives. She has to be doing so well. She's not seeing anyone right now. I'm looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them has time to see what likes to do. Oh, didn't know you were back. Esa es Hilda. They're from the team that won the martial arts competition. It's only because of that victory that some of the bracers social standing would ever be invited. Those who were personally invited to the Royal Castle. A mí me gusta ser diva, puedo atropellar a la gente después de subirle, de zumbarle 89 rockets en su dirección mientras volaba para allá. Sí, diva es el perfecto counter para Farah. Pues Farah no aguanta. Tú la soplas 2 veces a Farah. Muerta. Y lo bueno es que ya puede volar para arriba de Farah. We can just follow the path. Surely you don't understand the reason that the colonel laid out. Hearing them repeat with me. Security has been hiding. Yo soy bueno hasta contra los counters, diva. ¿Qué rango tú eres? Let me ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party begins? Apologize if anyone trying to get any trouble. Por ejemplo, una Zarya no sale contra mí. Yo estoy retirado, pero a diamante alto. Oh, nice. Yo llegué a diamante jugando Rhine nada más. Porque quería llegar a diamante. Pero a mí me gustaba Rhine y me gustaba Zarya. Mucho. La cosa es que el juego... cuando yo me puse para él... yo no tenía ninguno de los amigos míos jugando el juego ya. Y el juego te demanda que tú estés jugando por lo menos en dúo. Porque jugarlo solo es muy... es muy incómodo. Tú tienes que tirarte el equipo arriba. Forgive my rudeness, for are we previously acquainted? Previous starter. I know this handwriting. We also have our bracer emblems and identification with us. Come with me to the main city. We can discuss the matter further once we are there. I understand. You need to request a process. Message to Your Majesty. Yo me uní al Discord de Overwatch y ahí hay muchos canales de gente jugando Compi Quick Play. Una buena herramienta para eso. Tú ves, en ese tiempo yo no estaba de que muy adentro de joder con Discord. Y yo tampoco soy de que está jodiendo, o sea, de estar de que tirando a la gente para jugar. Bueno, antes en ese tiempo. Ya, sí. Si me diera para eso, pues sí, pues le doy. Tú intentaste Marvel Rivals. And higher attendance myself are allowed in, which means that a private audience is probably no go. You could ask Gilda to relay the professor's message to Your Majesty. Si quieres jugar, algún día te invito. Mira, ahora mismo yo no lo tengo el juego. Yo lo desinstalé, pero lo puedo instalar de nuevo, no hay ningún problema y no agregamos. No lo he jugado, no sé por qué, porque a mí me gusta Marvel. Bájalo y a ese sí le podemos dar duro. A ese yo estoy más puesto porque Overwatch ya yo estaba como saturado del juego. I have a bit of an idea. Can I get you to return here once the dinner party is over? Have you thought of a way for us to see Your Majesty? May be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. You're going to need some time to get ready so you can come back to the dinner party. We'll be back. I think we'll begin serving short. For now, it's probably best if you wait. Everything is done, so we will be starting the banquet shortly. Just wait in your room. We'll call you when the time comes. Sí, pero yo quiero... Yo quiero investigar totalmente. Yo intenté los tanques del juego de Marvel hoy. Oh, dale, tranquilo. Algo. Uy. Survey. Main course is sweet. Dinner's ready. We'll make sure everyone knows. Until then, your patience is appreciated. I'm sorry to be rude, but I'm very busy right now preparing for the banquet. He has enough servants, but he keeps trying to convince Mr. Silva to hire one more. No good end either, I'm sure. It's best to do it in the hall a moment ago. Hate how he just stares at people menacing. Primrose, ¿qué se llama esa? Oh! Es el nombre de una jeva de Octopath. Aquí. Estoy casi seguro que aquí abajo se va a armar una vaina. There's air suspicion in the ghost cannon will be arrested as possible. Watch yourself. Uy, la mía. taking orders from right now. Here goes it. Talk about being late. Party's about to start, you know? Sorry, we got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all of the mayors. We're close friends with the mayor of Roland. Plus, we've met the other mayors in the course of our travels. Because your work as Braces has caused you to be quite a few big shots. You should get around Bracers. Have you done Bracer assignments as a team for Granso? Guess it's not all that different in other countries, right? For full-fledged Bracer nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. For them, fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. But hey, there are 4 other Bracers we're alluding to, which isn't so bad. That must make it tough to handle in any cases in other regions. Like a goose just walked over the grave, wonder what's going on with Shara back in Poland. You wouldn't happen to tell me about Shara's art? And she's been a close friend for ages. Met her a long time ago when I case brought her to Calvard. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her from such a young age. Please pardon me, the table for dinner party has been set. May I show you the way? I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. So it would be nice if you didn't get your table managed for once. Let's fill out the plates then. That's from dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with all the well. Then you use the knives and forks from the outside in. Claro, ¿qué vecino de gato? ¿Estás arriba usted, vecino? No need to get stressed out. I guess it's true. Just don't care, sure. Gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with the knife and fork. So that the folks from the east usually eat with the tongue. But for believer that we in liberal do as liberalians do. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use it when I can. Me avisa desde que suba. For such a gentleman as your martial arts champion. He really is a good sucker for being paid. Anyway, this race is late. Wonder what is up. The seat ahead of the table is for Duke, then who might the other one be for? Perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Ah, no, thank you. He said he is praised for Duke. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting, which I simply could not break away. Commanding officer of the Royal Intelligence Division, I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts and helping to deal with the terrorist situation. I should greet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our honorable Duke. I asked him to pardon my proud soldier's uniform and allow me to look. I suspected this would happen, but it's still an honor. Let's say you may Rabel. What do you think of Gransel Castle? Gransel Castle's master chef is cooking not on par with that found in Bowes Annie Road restaurant. Quite remarkable. Fine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try higher in the way. The food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have the words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. Certainly believe I could develop a real taste for Liberalian cuisine, though. Liberalian. I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before. Far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Very kind of you to say so. I did finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before during the Rowan incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Ah, yes, fine idea. I actually have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use this celebration as the place to make an important announcement. As you are no doubt already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering in May, grace us with a public period soon. She has not considered that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it seems likely that the terrorist plague in the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned. All the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, as they have been looking forward to it. That is not all we wish to tell us. Given the gravity of her condition, she also has issued a proclamation due to her tenuous health. She has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunan. Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance. 40 years, leading it to times of strife and war, all without a husband, my add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following this festival's successful conclusion. As to the heir of the throne, decisions are made to take. Mayor Mabel, are you saying that you cannot take this grace at its word? Nothing of the sort. Simply mean that as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion. Possibly I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Your needs is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will make a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubt until then? Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first to help stave off any chaos of public disorder before it happens. This is also the decision of His Grace. Of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations of the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any action on the part of the Arabonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator. We're going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we'll have to announce it to the citizens. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession? No doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have an equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say I agree with wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility upon a girl so young. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year. And we'll have two major events to celebrate. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you want outsiders hearing, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? This is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed racers to win the championship. We have wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty. I guess liberals, military, and racers are on just as good of terms as the stories say. This is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions? Go ahead. Leo. That was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was huge news for you guys. Yes, I've done this already. The food was so amazing. It practically melted in my mouth. Couldn't tell what the last flavor was. You want to go for a walk to work off some of that rich food? I would go for a little bit of fresh air. Must be a local thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take in the sights. There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know. The mood gets me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some more food left over. If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. Might go and hunt up a bar or something. Me llegó el Lucky. Estoy casi seguro que puede pasar una pelea. We really have to find a way to get her in to see Her Majesty. Fine. A ver, todo el mundo va a decir algo ahora. It was back to remember, and now my mistress has yet another worry to wrinkle her brow. If anything could bring on a migraine, it's that. Those points are all very logical and rational, but I believe it would be best to get the particulars from Her Majesty and Her Highness the Princess directly. Seems the castle groupings are missing too. What do they need with those? Raro. ¿Hay alguien? Wow. Can't believe the queen's so worried she's considering abdication. The Princess Claudia choosing her husband at her age. Events are unfolding so quickly, I hardly have time to react. Hey, malo. 30 minutos de vaina. Colonel Richard. Don Joshua. This is our first appearance face to face, I believe. The last time we saw one another was right after Mayor Dalmor was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. Realized that we exchanged a few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite impressed to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. I'm not trying to show off intelligence division capabilities. I'm really indebted to him for more time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you too for quite some time now. Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? If we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge outside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. se quilló esta tipa. So we decided to lounge. Please follow me. I see where we have much choice but following. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to that later. I met Cassius shortly after graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command, and since that time, I found myself in his step again and again, both personally and professionally. What did you think of him at the time? But it seemed he was a hero. And a master swordsman. No matter the scenario, he could find a way. Maldita sea. Ah. He could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics, he understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without fear. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So you were with our father during the 100 Days War? Yes, he was my CEO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you: if Cassius Bright had not been a part of the Royal Army, Liberal would now be part of the Erebonian Empire. ¿Qué lo que? Sorry, compi. Es que entré tarde, estaba haciendo algo y entré así tarde. Mala mía, bro. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen. So few know of his achievements, but inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as the prime example of what a hero should be. He never said a word about any of this to me. It's not fair to criticize him for that. Whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all of this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about vaguely. From that, it's not like he told me any of it. I just figured out a lot of it. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about. Please excuse us. Didn't mean to interrupt. Seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for him after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. Really can't keep Luke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Not at all. You both have told me the one thing I wanted most to know, and thus I have no regrets. How's that again? Cassius might even be with us then, sharing the story. Yo no entiendo. ¿Qué diablo le dijo él? ¿Le dijeron ellos? Okay, who was that man and what has he done to Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? To hear him talking about that way, wasn't expecting to be well so nice. Doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Villainous. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of that aside. But I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. Right? Let me be the one who's mistrustful for others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right. But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. back and see the field. He's probably sick of waiting for us. Mid quarters. Diablo, si he hablado pila. Yo no he peleado la primera vez aquí. Hoy, por lo menos. Y aparece Hilda muerta, ¿tú te imaginas? I'm waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? You're gonna go caught by Colonel Richard. He had some things to tell about us, about our dad. Think he has any idea what we're up to. The letter of introduction that mentioned that you were Mr. Cash's children. Can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. He used to come here when he worked at Colonel Morgan's aide de camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince, Her Majesty's son. Coño. Would that he were still alive, none of this would be happening. But lamenting what might have been this fool's errand, the evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Thank you for remembering. You look well. Been told of your current predicament. You're going to find a more dependable child. This is a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. A little playing with the hair and you blend right in. Bárbaro. In a maid's outfit. Been wanting to try one on since we first met Lila. Feel breezy and easy to move in. Well, our uniforms were easy to move in. They'd make the cleaning much more difficult. Let's get this sucker on me. I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners for the queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Never really that much of a difference between the fancy dress and the maid outfit. Can it be for Her Majesty in women's clothes? Help me up here, say something. That shouldn't pose a problem. Yeah, though you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess. He has that full dark hair, so it probably would look good on him. I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. If I have to change, I can do it myself. You're not planning on using makeup too, are you? Hilde en el aire, dije, diablo, este será pájaro. Oh my. I think it does her very well. Such a bright, active maiden training, and after only just coming to the castle too, certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'd like to work at Grancy Castle for real when this all is settled. En serio. You're impossible. Estos tigres se pasan. Looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me learn how a maid handles herself. For that moment, you just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. I'll choose some ice cream later. Ya está suave. Y claro que sí. Brown está para allá arriba. I mean, Majesty. Yeah. This hour, bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes. After all, such harsh words. What is mates with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thought. Rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Ahead. Claro, esto es un hablado fuerte. Your lightsaber. Yeah, that was done. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Your Majesty? If you'd prefer, I can just show you the way now. Ray is always so self-conscious. What was wrong with what you had on? Not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, how does this from what I think it is? Mrs. Colonius. Mr. Beard is in the castle, so the room is all fun and used. I guess that's just awesome. The room is on the second floor of the royal keep. I'll take it. Dame yo guarda. Ah, van para acá abajo. Que es la super grande. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter as you wish. I'll wait for you here to go in. Vete afuera de la cama, ya no te jodía. Con Alicia y welcome. My name is Alicia von Ost. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberal. I'm still right. I'm a junior bracer of Bracer Guild. Great honors to meet you. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have a team. Have something for that. Professor Russell asked me to bring this information. Pitchback orphan capable of negating all other orbital energies, and you say that the Colonel has acquired it. That professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it. He didn't tell us anything. I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel would even knew of it. Perhaps I am worrying about nothing, but even so. A massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Bransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Far deeper underground than that, in fact, Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancient that still functioned. So it was a bona fide artifact. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms on top of the towers. But every now and again, you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath ground. So what does that tell us about the gospel? We've used to how the artifact functions. We could do that. However, we are unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. In any event, it seems like that trouble is on the way. Just as I started to think maybe the colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, then then us racers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. He was a friend of my late son's and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake quests for me. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the wars and years ago. Nothing to detail. Wait, that is something I used that event as a pretext for the invasion of Liberal. So again, it's that time that would become known as the 100 Days. Massive military force breaches the Hague Gate, and what seemed like scant moments of all of Liberal became occupied territory safe for us. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire Royal Army. The reinforcements moved forward towards like popular plans, but it was a matter of time before France too would fall. 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could imagine. Patrol airships had just been developed and were used to capture Liberal checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communication. The Royal Army then set about capturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from these fortresses. These ruined those who, with their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying this region were swiftly crushed. Cassius, Morgan y el otro el mamagüevo de Richard. And the one behind this plan for a counteroffensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Clark. It was your father who was General Morgan's right hand at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intercession, Razor Guild and the Stepping Church, the war was fought. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world. Dina acknowledged that Clock Tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the offensive. What followed I had he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively closed. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of all to save with only one all to save with the only one he had left. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those. It wasn't his fault. How could he have even believed that? Given that all he lost was the service of his country, responsibility falls upon him. And so I am sorry, sir, I failed to protect you. I have wished to apologize to you for all the He's the dad and all other soldiers who became liberal in the war fought so hard to life before, give nothing to be sorry for. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person, now more than ever. That is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. Continue Schwartz as I think I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cash's absence, I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father's return. If I may, your majesty, it is that restored in that respect, thought it was, though it has held firm, now trembles to leave. The colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the new king of liberal, then what will become of that? I ask only that you consider that. Right when we became junior basers, we inherited a whole lot of work for that. We got the letter in the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. Just to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I wanted to spend this so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Alright, so I'm ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. We will do whatever it takes. For the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter Claudia. Oh, wow. This could be a thought. Started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. Was out of the running. Though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed. I don't know her, but I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment really be trusted. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of two consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some, including Richard Isaac. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him, caught him quite unawares. That, along with his passing of this information to Luke, is what led to this was all staged so that Liberal would become a strong military power, with the colonel ruling from the shadow. Mierda, Trujillo y Balaguer. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liberal became a militarized country, what would happen then? Taxes would be levied, feel the war chest. Horrible weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted. No doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be legal, which is not the case at present. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for this country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations to benefit all. In the same way, find such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demanded that I abdicate to the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. And many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the colonel. But I am the queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter, and simply allow her to die. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Mierda, 55 minutos yendo pilas de diálogo nada más. I will do all I can to oppose the colonel's demands. Have you any other requests? Gospel still has to be dealt with. I don't think we should. But the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the colonel's true intentions with it. What a totally awesome person, super nice, but with his I'm even one cent that cool when I get it. Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. But I'm still freaking out about what the queen told us about that. Wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. The queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Are you going home for the day, Miss Yoda? Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. But please relax. We are patrons to the core. By the way, ladies, I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? Lena. Doesn't ring to it. How about yours? You may call me Karen. That's a name. Or with the special ops, my name is. Diablo, y casi le cojo el nombre. Se pasó Hilda ahí. And it was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. This is a lady of the court. You look familiar. These are two of the new hires. I'm instructing this is Lena and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me too. I'm dreadfully sorry for this discourtesy. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy clean look to you. Personally, I think you'd look best with that raven hair of yours and longer. Lena, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. I don't want serving tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Our best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty, Queen Leash. I trust you've not forgotten. We can set aside time for some fun time then. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for but I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at peace. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry, madam and young missus. I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. Me da ni cuenta. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Ever since we were children, though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Feel like I'm missing something? Why would the Duke want tea so late? Allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Come closer. Hopeless, completely hopeless. Now, for you, I don't know what we would have done. Please, was this do in Her Majesty's service? I only ask that you complete the request you made of me. Feel the same way, beg of you. Do everything in your power to save the princess. I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. We're on the job. Going. Me viene de Super Monster. La carajita seguro está aquí. Estoy casi seguro. What might I inquire are you doing at the state of hour? A fajarme con esta tipa. Mafia. I realize that you've been invited here. Don't you think it's a bit late for you guys kids to be out walking around? We've simply never been in a castle like this and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Este tiene un jauladorazo grande también. Where were you? Half an hour ago. Please enlighten me, if only for my only edification. Kitchen. Never saw you. Let's not waste time on games. Actually, I've received reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters several times. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? So, what business have you in the maid quarters? Is it just you answer honestly? Been here the whole time. Sorry, and hey, Betty, my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Some luck that we met up again. Are my students here causing any trouble? It's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely wanted to know their business simply as a security precaution. I just sent them off to find some munches to go with my booze. We went to estimate if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. You want to come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with drinks like a beautiful lady. Return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. Might as well just go back to just like we managed to convince her at least. I was at control. Haven't had a single drop. He focused on making his blood supply better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. With some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? If you're baking the scene goes, you're an evil man, Zin. story of meeting with the queen. Ah, actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything, but now I know anyway. There's no way you could have just guessed. How much do you really know? Guess it's finally time to show you this. Don't just stand there, read it. It'll explain a lot. Hope this letter will find you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberal, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberal and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been to Liberal before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There is a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It will make fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberal before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Oh, ese Cassius. Mierda. You may have a chance to meet my son and daughter. Feel free to assess the extent. Try not to bail them out too much unless it seems like they really need it. Which means he's in Aragonia now. What it means is that you were in cahoots with him all along. I owed Master Cash a favor from the time he spent in Calvard. This letter just gave me the chance to make us square again. When did you realize that we were his kids? I had a feeling from the outset once I saw Stella's techniques with the bow staff. I asked Kilika about it and then confirmed it. Would have been nice if you'd say something about it at all. We've been worried sick, wondering where Dad's been. I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything. I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kid. Alright, if you can pull off a job as big as sneaking an audience with the Queen, he knows this much, it wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own after all. Audio, but something seemed a little off when everyone was talking with the party. I'll help you out with a little request. I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt with Master Cash. Please let me help. Se armó. ¿Qué esta vaina? Never would have imagined that something like this even existed. Larger than expected. Daniel Lawrence, if you'd be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level. Oh, y esta vaina. So these must be the archives. Ya, pues solo tallazo. He took out that thing in one stroke. Bueno, y lo mismo que yo dije. You are the quickest. You are indeed who the first to be found with when you hold on hold back. The quick technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I can see that you got it under the divine blade himself. I still have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this information with my own two hands. The way to the ultimate power is open. Bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Deverell. I expect only the best. By your orders, sir, we the officer yourself will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of the Liberal. Bye. I understand the situation. You both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the message to Her Majesty in person. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, we can consider Mr. Rose's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for our work. It was pure providence that Cash led you here. We need the help of an area rank racer like yourself. Even if I didn't have that many paid to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand by Italy. In a situation like this, I'm with you until the end. A rank business. It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged racer with power. They up to 8 to the top, so it's the highest rank you can get. But I'm still an underling, so there are 20 A rankers on the continent. But above that, there's an informal guest rank. That one's only granted to racers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale. And there are only 4 of those in the entire continent. You really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius. Sorry, but yes, I did. Solved the major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. If you were with us, perhaps this would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Just think about how strange it is. This whole chain of events apparently started with that going off on the strip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least it's just the impression I have. Can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate that like that without him noticing he was being used. They'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. I don't think that Colonel Richard could ever manage to pull that wool over his eyes. More likely it's just that 2 major events happen to overlap with each other. All other things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act. But we are no match for a royal army as we are. I ask the cooperation of our bracers and grandson, including Zen, of course. If we come in conflict with the intelligence division, we'll need all the help we can get. We should have the cooperation of other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today. Ostensibly to spoil any potential terrorist activity. So the enemy is finally moving it. This may be to stifle any activity on the part of any royal guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources of the hand. That's been on my mind for a while now. Actually, I believe the most likely place would be the Royal Villa. Would make sense if the soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism. You would question it. And I can imagine they'd want to lock a lady of the royal family in a cell of Eastern Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be going against here, I'd like more solid confirmation. If we assaulted the wrong place, we'd have hell to pay for it. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Stout, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct? We should see if he's picked up anything significant. We need to get in touch with Mr. Julian. He helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So off to look at these with them. Frank Parna and Annalise. Check the bars on their usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back. Darmo. Y no hay mami en la ya. Dame yo guardar. Coño. Yo pensando que terminaba hoy. Nada. Señores, gracias por entrar. Yo lo voy a dejar ahí. Yo tengo 48 horas. Oye, voy a llegar a 50 horas de juego. Santísimo. Nada. Señores, gracias por entrar. Yo lo voy a dejar aquí. Y nada. Mañana terminamos, creo yo. O que así sea. O pasado, seguro. Básicamente son 50 horas de juego. Pero nada. Gracias por entrar. Vamos ahora.